Hello, and welcome to Reality TV News Update, where you'll find the most recent news, entertaining moments, and exclusive behind-the-scenes content. Vince Panaro, who finished second on Big Brother Season 27, has broken up with Kelsey, his long-term girlfriend. Vince discussed the couple's breakup in detail during an interview with Julie Chen Moonves, the host of the reality television show, for her God 101 podcast, which was shared in part via an X-fan account on Sunday, February 15. We have discussed everything. Even though we are not currently together, I have had numerous open conversations with Kelsey and the other people in my life. We're taking time apart, he said. Following rumors that he emotionally cheated with fellow housemate Morgan Pope while appearing on the show, Vince announced in an October 2025 YouTube video that he and his former girlfriend were taking time apart. In his interview with Chen Moonves, 56, Vince went on to say, "I'm focusing on my areas of improvement and doing a lot of self-work. While Big Brother was the most incredible experience of my life, for which I will always be so grateful, it did also highlight some opportunities within myself. I've just been trying to work on becoming the best version of myself I can be by spending a lot of time alone and with friends and family." He concluded, "At the moment, we're not together, but last time I spoke to her, she's doing well." Kelsey was Vince's girlfriend for 7 years before he joined the Big Brother house in July 2025. He became accustomed to the social experiment and developed a close friendship with Morgan, 34, which generated conversation among viewers. When Vince and Morgan were filmed on multiple occasions getting cozy with one another, there was more talk of a romance. Vince spoke about his time on Big Brother in his YouTube confessional after he left the house. "The question that probably everyone asks me the most frequently is, what is my relationship like?" Vince said at the time. "Kelsey and I have discussed all options. We have talked about everything and anything possible, and we're currently taking time to process everything individually and, figure out what things look like after that." He also acknowledged his close relationship with Morgan in the video. "The fact that I was in a relationship when I entered that house is all my fault, and I understand how it appeared," he stated. Before he defended his position, Vince acknowledged that friendship lines started to blur while he was in the house. In the video, Vince said, "I felt like any level of affection was normal in that alternate reality I was living in. And there will be those who will say, 'How could you be so stupid? How could you not see it?' I could only respond with, 'Well, you'd be surprised.'" In the end, Vince took advantage of the opportunity to apologize for his actions, despite the explanation. He said, "I'm sorry for that. I established the boundaries. I was the one who was in a relationship. But outside, I could see that's not being respectful to having a girlfriend, and I should have been extra cautious. However, the truth is that I wasn't." When the confetti finally settled on the Big Brother finale stage, Vince Panaro stood smiling through a mixture of pride and exhaustion. Although he had not won the grand prize, he had gained something that was arguably just as life-altering as winning the season: a large fan base, national recognition, and the spotlight on his personal life, including the question that viewers kept asking him as soon as they left the house: was Kelsey, his long-term girlfriend, still with him? Social media was flooded with speculation for weeks. Fans had watched Vince reference Kelsey repeatedly during the season. He talked about her in quiet, late-night feeds, in strategy talks, and even when the game pushed him to his limits. He said that she was his emotional anchor. But because house guests have zero outside contact, he had no idea what was happening back home, and neither did viewers. Vince is now speaking up for the first time since leaving the house. The reality of re-entering reality. It can be nearly as overwhelming to leave the Big Brother house as it is to live in it. The contestants immediately transition into intense public attention after being completely isolated. No phones, internet, or news. Vince said the adjustment hit him immediately. The weirdest thing wasn't the cameras, he explained in a post-finale interview. The silence was the cause. Your entire environment inside the house is the game. You suddenly see your real life outside, and you don't know what happened since you left. The person he thought about most during those first hours wasn't a fellow houseguest or a rival. It was Kelsey. I was nervous, Vince admitted. I had talked so much about her in the house, but I didn't know how she felt watching everything. Unlike viewers, Vince had not seen how his alliances, friendships, and occasional flirt strategies were perceived outside the game. When the filming ended, he felt a lot of that uncertainty. Watching the season back. Kelsey had experienced the season very differently. She viewed each episode and, like a lot of devoted fans, kept up with online live feed updates. Vince observed, "It's strange watching someone you love live with other people 24/7. You're viewing conversations they don't even remember having." Fans debated whether Vince crossed any emotional lines in the house throughout the season. While nothing ever developed into a real romance, the social strategy of Big Brother often requires forming tight bonds, and viewers sometimes read deeper meaning into close friendships. Vince was aware that outsiders might find it challenging. He said, "The game forces emotional connections. While you're locked in a house with strangers, stressed and without sleep, every conversation matters. But for me, it had no effect on how I felt about her." The reunion. The reunion between Vince and Kelsey didn't happen on camera. After finale night interviews wrapped up, he finally got a private moment with her. "It was honestly quiet," he said. "There was no dramatic TV moment. We just hugged for a long time." Vince claims that that hug provided an answer to the most pressing question that fans had been posing. "Yes," he confirmed, "we remain together." He explained that the couple talked for a long time about the season, discussing aspects of it that fans had debated online. Instead of creating conflict, he said it actually strengthened their relationship. "She told me she understood the environment," he said. "She knew I was playing a game. She knows who I really am." Outside the game, faith. The feeling of helplessness, not jealousy, was Kelsey's greatest challenge. She couldn't talk to me. She couldn't ask me what I meant by my conversation or why I trusted certain people. She just had to watch. That disconnect is one of the unique challenges faced by partners of reality competition contestants. They see a cut-down version of their loved one inserted into online videos and television shows without any explanation or assurance. Vince explained, "Every decision is strategic when you're in there, but to someone at home, it's emotional. We both probably realized just how much trust we actually have." He credited Kelsey for supporting his decision to even join the show in the first place. He admitted, "She pushed me to do it. I was close to not applying. It seemed too crazy to me. She was like, 'You'll regret it forever if you don't try.'" The aftermath of Big Brother. Vince's life has changed a lot since the finale. He's adjusting to recognition in public, a packed social media presence, and new opportunities. But he says his priority is normalcy. He stated, "The show was incredible, but I still want my real life. That includes spending time with Kelsey away from the spotlight." After months of public scrutiny, the couple has deliberately kept parts of their relationship private. Vince stated, "We learned something watching this season. Not everything has to be content." They recently returned home together, reunited with friends and family, and, according to Vince, enjoyed their first completely ordinary date night. He chuckled, "No strategy, cameras, microphones, just dinner." Future plans. Engagement rumors and other future speculation about the couple have already begun. Despite not specifically confirming anything, Vince did not rule out the possibility. He stated, "I definitely see a future.
Being in the house actually made me appreciate what I had waiting outside. He explained that isolation clarified his priorities. Vince stated, "When you're cut off from everything, you quickly figure out what matters, and she was the one person I thought about every day." For the time being, the couple intends to ease him back into daily life, which, according to many former Big Brother contestants, takes months. You leave a game where every second matters. Then suddenly your biggest decision is what to eat for lunch. It may seem insignificant, but it is a significant change. Looking back at the game, even without winning the final vote, Vince says he has no regrets about how he played, including openly talking about his relationship inside the house. He said, "I wanted to be myself. I didn't want to pretend I didn't have a life outside the game." In fact, he believes his connection to home helped him stay grounded while navigating alliances, betrayals,
After months
and pressure.
of secrecy, strategy, and sleepless nights inside television's most famous house, Vince Panaro finally stepped back into the real world and into a question he knew was waiting for him. The Big Brother runner-up quickly discovered that viewers were just as interested in his relationship with his long-term girlfriend, Kelsey, as they were in blind sides and alliances. Throughout the season, Vince mentioned her often. He talked about missing home, missing a normal life, and most importantly, missing her during emotional diary room sessions and late-night feed conversations. But because contestants don't talk to anyone outside of the house, he didn't know how she was feeling as he watched him build complicated social relationships and close bonds inside the house. Vince is clearing the air now that he has come out of his isolation and is finally back together. Leaving for real life. The moment the finale ended, Vince said reality hit him immediately, and not just because he narrowly missed the grand prize. He explained, "You go from having no contact with the world to everyone talking to you at once. The first thing on your mind is the person you left behind. Your phone is blowing up. Your family is emotional. Interviews are taking place." Kelsey was that person for Vince. He acknowledged being anxious prior to meeting her. "I didn't know what she saw," he said. "She watched everything from the outside, so I knew what I had experienced inside the house. That's two completely different points of view." During the game, when alliances required him to spend nearly all of his time with particular house guests, fans had debated his close friendships. Despite the fact that nothing romantic ever took place, viewers wondered how it might appear to someone at home. Vince stated, "I was confident in my feelings. I just wasn't sure how it would translate on TV." Their first meeting after the show. Unlike many reality TV reunions, the first time Vince saw Kelsey again wasn't a dramatic televised moment. It happened quietly after the cameras stopped rolling. "There were no speeches," he recalled. "We just embraced. Sincerely, it immediately felt normal, which was the greatest relief of my life. The speculation was immediately dispelled at that instant." With a grin, Vince confirmed, "We're together. Very much together." He explained that their first conversation was mostly about catching up, not arguments. Simple things like family news, stories about day-to-day life, and laughing together were more important than disagreements over gameplay during the months of separation. He stated, "She told me she understood the game. She is aware of the distinction between strategy and actual life." Watching from the outside. For Kelsey, the experience had been unusually stressful. She watched every episode and followed live feed updates like millions of fans, while Vince lived in the Big Brother bubble. "She saw conversations I barely remembered," Vince said. "You're exhausted inside the house, planning 5 moves ahead and surviving day by day. Outside, every word is scrutinized." He stated that her inability to ask questions in real time was the difficult aspect for her, not jealousy. "She was unable to call me. She was unable to text me. She needed only to have faith in me." Vince claims that their relationship was strengthened rather than damaged by that trust. "I think we actually communicate better now than before I left," he admitted. The game's emotional costs. The environment of Big Brother forces players to form rapid, intense social bonds. Contestants rely on each other emotionally while also plotting each other's eviction, a dynamic that can blur lines.
Vince advised, "You form friendships quickly because they are your entire world, but you also know it's temporary. My real life always felt like it was waiting outside." He revealed that he also frequently discussed Kelsey off-camera, relying on memories of home to maintain composure. "There were nights I just thought about normal things, dinner together, watching TV, walking around our neighborhood. Those thoughts kept me sane." After the finale, Vince's day-to-day life has changed dramatically since he left the house. Now he recognizes strangers who first recognize him. He receives constant messages on social media from fans asking for photos. "It's amazing, but overwhelming," he said. "You're trying to get used to fame while also trying to be yourself once more." Through that adjustment, he said Kelsey has been his stabilizing force. He elaborated, "She knew me before anything else. She reminds me I'm still the same person who went in." The couple have intentionally kept some of their time private, avoiding the urge to turn every moment into online content. Vince stated, "We decided certain parts of our relationship stay ours. The show was public enough." Eliminating fan speculation. Some viewers wondered whether the pressures of the game might have hurt their relationship after the season. Vince says the opposite happened. "The distance made me appreciate what I had more. When you are not able to communicate with someone, you quickly realize who matters." Additionally, he emphasized that Big Brother is not typical behavior, but rather a strategic setting. You're locked in a house, isolated, stressed, and competing for a life-changing prize. It's a game version of life, not real life. Considering the future, while he didn't announce specific plans, Vince acknowledged fans asking for the next step in their relationship. "I definitely see a future with her," he said. "Being away showed me how important she is to me." For now, they're focusing on stability. He's slowly returning to normal routines, reconnecting with friends and family, and exploring new career opportunities that came after the show. But the moment he says meant the most wasn't finale night. It was something far simpler. "Our first normal day," Vince said. "No interviews, no cameras, just a cup of coffee in the morning." No regrets. Even though he didn't get the most votes, Vince says he's happy. He stated, "I went in wanting the experience of a lifetime. I got that, and I came home to the person I love." He believes his openness about his relationship helped him stay grounded in the game. "Remembering her reminded me who I was outside the house. It kept me honest." Beyond a reality show, Big Brother is a season filled with episodes and dramatic evictions for viewers. For contestants, it's months of emotional intensity, followed by a sudden return to ordinary life. After the cameras stop, Vince claims the real story begins. He stated, "The game ends at the finale, but your real relationships don't." As Vince Panaro adjusts to post-show fame, he doesn't measure success by prize money or placements. Instead, he considers something significantly more meaningful, leaving the house to find Kelsey still waiting for him.